Hello everyone, this is Robyn. Welcome to mypinkstamper.com. I hope you are having a wonderful day. I have a really fun video for you guys. I'm going to be showing a little bit of simple watercoloring with just using one of our aqua painters and a little bit of water, or you can use a watercolor brush and water if you don't have one of these. I'm going to be starting with the Forever Blossoms stamp set and the coordinating cherry blossoms dies that go with that. And we'll go ahead and jump right in and get started. If you're new to my channel, you can find everything you see in today's video directly from my shopping page, shopmypinkstamper.com. Okay, we're only going to be using, I believe, two stamps from this stamp set. We're using the large cherry blossoms, and then we're using the sentiment, "You mean so much to me." So everything you see will be listed on my screen with the item code, and if there's a certain size that I've cut it, I'll also have it on the screen for you. Everything will also be listed directly in the description of this YouTube video, on my blog, and at the very end of this video. Okay, we'll start by using, this is our watercolor fluid paper, and I just have a scrap piece of it large enough to fit my cherry blossoms stamp set, or stamp. And I am going to be stamping in Petal Pink ink. And I'm going to go ahead and ink the whole entire stamp up. And we'll just go ahead and stamp this right here. Whoops, that's okay. We're going to cut out that part that I accidentally blooped on. All right, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to close this ink pad, but we're going to squeeze it and give it a little bit of love. And then we'll open it up, and there should be some ink at the top, on the top of the ink lid. And I'm going to squeeze a little bit of water out on here, just a little bit, make it a little more watercolor, add a little more watercolor. And then I'm just going to just pull the water in. I'm going to color the whole entire image. It's kind of like no line watercolor, but not quite there. It's just a little bit softer version. I'm going to grab a little bit more over here, and I'm just going to keep coloring this up as much or as little as you want. It'll just kind of blur the lines a little bit, not a ton. You don't have to stay in the lines either. Don't worry about that. And just add more water. You just squeeze it. You can easily add water to the barrel by opening up your lid and adding water. Okay, so if I want to add a little bit more color here and there, I can. And then you can just let this air dry if you want, and then run it clear. But you can let this air dry if you want, or you can use our heat tool, which I am going to be using. So I have our heat tool here, and this is just going to help the drying time go a little bit faster. And I'm going to do it. You can do this on setting 1 or 2. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to do this for just about maybe 30 seconds to a minute, and I'll be right back. Okay, mine is ready to go, so I'm going to grab my die cutting machine and put this on the top. And now I'm going to grab the die that fits right over this. It should frame it pretty well. Doesn't have to be perfect. Remember that when you're cutting these out. And then we'll just run this through. And then I can simply set this aside. That is all of the die cutting we are doing. Super easy to do. I'm gonna pop this out. Pop this out. And now I can start putting my card together. And we'll go ahead and start with the base first. Let me go ahead and punch these little pieces out for you guys. All right, and there's one more little piece right here. Okay, so I'll set that aside. This is a piece of our thick Whisper White cardstock. It's cut at 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. I've also scored it at 4 1/4 using my paper trimmer so that I can have a nice and tight crease. All right, I am going to now, I have a piece of our champagne foil, and this is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm going to add the adhesive to the back of this. And we're going to add this right on here. Okay, set that aside. Okay, now I have this beautiful Parisian Blossoms Designer Series paper that coordinates with this suite. And this piece is cut at 3.5 by 4 3/4. And then I have this little strip from the same pack, and this is cut at 1 3/4 by 4 3/4. I'll go ahead and add adhesive to the back of this. And this is going to go, not on that, it's going to go on the right side. Make sure it's not upside down. You should be able to read some of the words. And if you speak French, you'll be able to read all of the words. Okay, I'm going to add this with our adhesive directly onto our foil. Now, sometimes if you feel it's going to pop off the foil, I recommend using our glue dots. But I think this one's going to work just fine. It's going to stick on there just fine. Okay, now I have a little strip of our Whisper White cardstock. This is cut at 1/2 inch by 2 3/4. And I'm using the sentiment that I told you, but I'm also grabbing our Pool Party ink pad. And I'll ink this up. Make sure it's not upside down. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Paper crafting does not require perfection. I love to say that because I truly, truly mean it. Now we're going to take this beautiful piece and I'm going to turn it over and use our Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm using quite a bit on this size of an element. I just don't want it to be too wiggly. I'm using a lot, but the great thing about our dimensionals is you get a ton of them. You get 300 of them. Very inexpensive. Okay, I'll take the backing off. I think I got that backing. There we go. And we're going to add this onto our card front like this and leave room on the bottom because we're going to turn this piece over. We're also going to add 3 Stampin' Dimensionals to the bottom or the back of this. Just space them out. Makes them nice and secure for you. And it's going to go right here off to the left. I have a little bit showing of the Designer's Series paper, but we're not done yet. We're going to use our champagne rhinestones that also are part of the suite. And I'm going to add them into the centers of my cherry blossoms. Just add a little more bling for your project. Okay, there we are. We're done with today's project. And I also made another one of these. I actually made a big batch of these for some of my new Pink Stamper team members. And so those say, welcome to the team. I have a different sentiment on it. I hope you all have a wonderful day. If you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not a subscriber yet. And I will see you over on my Stampin' vlog, mypinkstamper.com. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.